Final Fantasy is an epic and long-running franchise, and I can imagine many people would feel daunted at the prospect of picking one of these games up.
Yes, absolutely, but now may be the best time to do it, as when you load up Final Fantasy 15, you're greeted with the message, a Final Fantasy for fans and newcomers. Welcome to the world of EOS.
Here I am! Right there!
Your time has come.
Hey!
Sorry.
Oh, hi there, opening.
Yeah.
You play as Noctis, a prince who is due to wed the Lady Lunafreya as part of a peace treaty between two warring nations. But it turns out the treaty was simply a ruse for invasion, and now Noctis and his friends are on the run.
We go back to Insomnia.
Might not be safe for us there.
Might not be safe for us here.
For those of you who don't know, each Final Fantasy game is kind of a self-contained story, with the exception of a few spin-offs, I think. So this is a kind of a new story, which I struggled to follow initially. It sort of seemed like it was setting itself up as a traditional old-school fantasy game with princes and kings, but then they were riding around in a convertible.
Yeah, it's a boy band adventure movie.
They're kind of like, yeah, like an emo boy band with smartphones.
It is quite unique.
Yeah, I would have preferred a little bit more story setup, but the reason why I think there isn't enough to get you started is because they've put a lot of money into this animated film, Kingsglaive, which they expect everyone to buy and watch.
You'll notice it's still in the seal, because we have a game to play. We're not going to watch a
gonna watch
2-hour
that.
cutscene.
I cannot be defeated!
So how did you find the combat?
There's a lot to do, which I like. It's all about real-time combat with lots of blocking, counters, and slashing away with your weapons. You're pretty much just holding circle and moving around enemies, trying to hit them. I found it all really messy, but there's still a lot of strategy to the things you have to do in each fight.
Yeah, a lot of that kind of phase warp thing, and also just managing the health of your party as well, and your magic and stamina and all that kind of stuff.
I really like switching between weapons because, you know, certain weapons are better against certain enemies, and it's very easy to see when your weapon isn't doing much damage and when a certain other weapon is doing heaps. But I did struggle with the camera just a little bit, you know, because the game encourages you to like circle behind enemies and hit them for a blindside attack, and then they're knocked down sometimes and like everyone just lays into them. But because there's so much going on and the camera's not really staying locked on to an enemy like it does in other RPGs I'm familiar with, I found that I wasn't really utilizing that attacking the back. I was just trying to keep an eye on what's happening with all my boy band going nuts.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I really like that they give you magical attacks as well with, you know, you can kind of absorb elements from around the environment and turn those into elixirs that you can use in battle, and just being able to go in with your first attack being some massive thunder attack or fire or something like that is always really cool. That feels satisfying to me.
What did you think of the creature design?
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, again, it was very reminiscent of Monster Hunter, Dragon's Dogma, where they're quite large enemies that are really fun and exciting to fight. Although I did fight a Titan at one point where you're kind of just attacking the hand, which feels very old school God of War and quite dated.
Yeah. I liked how they just threw like level 15 stuff at you and you were level 8. You know, you're just wandering around and suddenly this weird tiger thing out of nowhere.
It's like a random...
This isn't working, but you can just run away.
Yeah.
But I don't want to. It doesn't feel like the thing to do. I kind of clicked into that gameplay loop of questing and exploring and investigating things.
Yeah, and I think just the way the environment is designed, there's lots of creatures and things that will always trigger encounters that makes gameplay really exciting. Those big hunting quests were my favorite because that just reminded me of Monster Hunter or The Witcher or something like that, where you got to take down a massive beast and then you get a good reward at the end.
Yeah.
And I think half the battle as well is often just finding the thing. Like some of them are really well hidden, and just finding access to where that monster is involves a bit of hunting for clues in the environment, sort of broken trees, that kind of thing.
So, the glaive is through here?
Most likely. Let's see for ourselves.
There's also just a lot of really long, drawn-out animations for things that I wouldn't expect there to be long drawn out animations for.
Yeah, totally. I found that there were heaps of like black screens and times where control was taken away from me for just like some little thing to happen. And I found that all a little bit dated, that structure of the way you move through this world and do things.
And even just kind of setting up camp, which is generally what you have to do at night because at nighttime demons come out. It's a little bit Dragon's Dogma in that way, so it's not safe to kind of be questing. The whole sequence and the palaver of setting up the tent and what should we have for dinner and all of that stuff is so bizarre.
I love that cutscene where he's thinking, which food am I going to pick? And you pick it and then he goes, that's the one. And then he goes off to make it. It's fantastic. I look forward to that every time. And then sometimes after the camping, you'll have little things that you do with your members of your boy band. I went for a run along the beach, a race along the beach.
Oh, really?
And like, it was the lamest kind of mechanical thing, but I actually look back on that and go, that was actually a really lovely moment.
Yes! Well done, Noct.
This is the first time Final Fantasy has really properly gone open world. So I think navigating the map in general was the thing that I had the most issue with. You can't really fast travel a lot initially. You can't really drive the car at all to start with.
You have to wait and watch it drive along.
Yeah, but I think all of that kind of develops. Eventually the car will fly and all that kind of stuff. And I think you can get around a lot more.
Yeah.
But get used to running.
Yeah.
Get used to long on-rails car trips, like Entourage style in your convertible. And of course, get used to a whole lot of chocobo fun.
Oh, they're so beautiful. And everyone in your team gets one. And you ride off together in this magical, so Japanese boy band chocobo adventure.
It's just so funny because they all look so like, you know, emo tough in their like black outfits. And then you're riding these like bright yellow chickens.
Stop bitching, start killing.
Well, let's move on to the look of the world. Visually, I found this game a bit of a mixed bag. Like, there were moments where I'm like, oh, that's quite beautiful. And like the cities I thought were quite lovely. But then I was looking at textures and kind of walls and invisible walls and stuff. Moving around the world just felt really last gen.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd necessarily say last gen, but yeah, it wasn't anything particularly special. And you kind of associate Final Fantasy with looking quite beautiful and lush, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
There they are.
And the quests themselves felt pretty epic to me.
Yeah.
You know, like that, they were much more epic than I expected.
I mean,
And-
there were some fetch quests. I did do a quest where I had to collect 5 frogs for a scientist for her research about the environment.
How many times have we done that? Every single fantasy game ever.
Yeah.
Get your own damn frogs.
Nice work, Noct.
So there's a lot to do in this world.
Yeah, although fishing can get lost. Oh my gosh. And the quest was so lovely. There was a little kitten, a stray kitten that was hungry, and they were like, go off, learn how to fish, and then you can give this cat some food. I was
I
like,
like the
all right.
fishing.
Off I went. Worst mini game ever.
You just
Oh
put
my
it in the lure.
gosh.
It was fun, like making the fish.
No, the cat can starve.
In fairness,
way.
I didn't catch a fish that I could feed to the cat for some reason, so I just went and bought some fish.
Yeah, because you had to get a specific fish.
Yeah, no, that can
because the
bugger off.
cat had very specific tastes.
What? Oh,
So Hex, what did you think overall? Is this a Final Fantasy game for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think they really delivered on their mission statement of creating a game for fans and newcomers. I still don't know why you can't just spawn your car to your location. I just find it baffling.
I think you kind of have to earn that though, you know, just like an MMO. If you got a mount from level 1, you know, it wouldn't feel that good. But when you finally do get to ride the chocobo, like that was an amazing moment. Now I can go a
Yeah.
bit faster. You have to earn it.
Yeah, and you can put points into things that give you buffs, you know, if you're spending a lot of time in the car or a lot of time on the chocobo to kind of sweeten the deal. But
Customize them.
I don't know, who's got time for that, man? I think a lot of my issues with this game stem from the fact that I'm a real traditionalist when it comes to fantasy, and Final Fantasy is anything but traditional, but it's still so much fun.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that feel dated to me, but still I managed to click into this Final Fantasy game more than most of the others. I think it's because they have made it accessible. That gameplay loop of just questing, I enjoyed just the whole process of it. And I like that they've tried to make the world feel alive too. Although I do feel like all the people in this world are kind of out of it. You know, they kind of just wander about and stop and turn and then wander back. They're all a little bit weird in the head, I think.
Strange caricatures of people, aren't they? Well, we're not going to score this because I just don't feel like we've been able to put enough time into this huge, epic, sprawling game. But I am going to keep playing it, which says a lot, I think.
Yeah, me too. You know, I'm not a huge Final Fantasy guy, but this has made me quite Final Fantasy curious.
that was Luna. You spoke with her. That's why. Ah!